Hi, I'm Audrey Crow, and these are my audience members. Megan Lawrence, Nicole Crow, and Justice White. There is no better way of expression than dance. It's art that involves movement and rhythm to tell a story. This form of art has been around since before written language was even documented. There are countless types and styles of dance, everything from hip-hop to salsa. Despite what type of dancing is taking place, there is always a place for competition. Competitive dance is one of the most prevalent forms of dance training in the U.S. This information came from Wes Broad in a piece called Competitive Dance, Refining Dance in the United States. This sport has many different layers to it and that need to be understood to understand competitive dance as a whole. Dance is my number one hobby and it allows me to express myself in a different way. I have been dancing for 12 years, 11 of those being competitive dance. I have spent countless hours preparing for and participating in dance competitions, and I know exactly what life is like as a competitive dancer. Today I will inform you on the history of dance, the different aspects of dance, and the time and effort put into this sport. Competitive dance has changed over the years, being different now than before I began dancing. According to dancefacts.net, dance has been around since the 3300 BC, before the first written language was invented. The first proof of dance came from a 19,000-year-old cave in India, as stated on dancefacts.net. Scientists found paintings on the wall of the cave depicting humans doing dance moves to express themselves. These paintings were the only artifact left behind to prove that dancing was used as a form of communication in India years ago. Dancing became widespread during the 3rd millennium BC, when Egyptians began using dance as part of their religious ceremonies. Dancers danced along to musical instruments being played to mimic important events such as the stories of gods. This method of communication continued to be used and eventually formed theater and competitive dance today. Dancing continued to evolve throughout different world events such as the Renaissance and the French Revolution. During the Renaissance, dancing was an important social activity for the nobility and the middle class. Many new types of dances were created after the French Revolution. This was because of less restrictions on women's clothing, and skipping and jumping was incorporated in dancing. Ballet dances and waltz dances became popular, leading to the modern dances such as hip-hop shortly after. With the invention of competitive dance, many different aspects play a role in making it a success. Competitive dance is where competitors perform many different styles and are put up against other dancers and dances to be judged. Dancers are split into categories depending on their style of dance and the number of people in the dance. There are many different types of dances that participate in dance competition. The different categories are lyrical/contemporary, hip-hop, jazz, and pop. Other types such as tap, ballet, salsa, and line dancing have their own competitions. The number of people in your dance also determines who you compete against. For example, if you are dancing alone, that is called a solo, and you compete against all soloists in your age group. A duet of 2 people normally compete against other duets and trios. Once more than 3 people are dancing together, it becomes a group dance and is categorized by the style of the dance. This means groups only compete against other groups doing the same style of dance. Competitions cannot take place without the judges there to compare and rate each dancer. Judges rate each dance on a scale from outstanding to showcase star, which is the highest rating. They give out points for each aspect of dancing and add those up to get a final point total. Whoever has the most points against their competitor is the winner and will win a trophy like this. These dances are judged based on technique and performance. Pointing feet is a good example of something judges look for. As Gupton says in her article, What Dance Competition Judges Want, facial expression is another big part of dance, giving off emotion by the facials you give the audience. With competing in these competitions comes lots of extra time and effort put into dance. Whether it be spending a whole weekend at the competition or the countless hours of preparing for it, competitive dance requires a lot of dedication. Most of a competitive dancer's life is spent at a dance studio learning all the steps, rhythms, and timing of the dances they are to perform. Competitive dancers have to have a lot of dedication to what they are doing because it takes a lot of work. Since the main goal of these is to win, which cannot happen without the practice, laborious days and nights are what it takes to become a well-rounded competitive dancer. Choreography is the main focus of competitive dance, with the sport revolving around the teaching and learning of it. Choreographers are usually hired by the dancer or the dance company to come up with a series of moves that fit the song and the style of dance that will be performed. Before a dance performance, a dancer must spend time looking elegant, applying lots of makeup and fixing their hair. The makeup will help spotlight their facials during your dance to add extra points to your total score. Makeup for a competition usually lasts at least 30 minutes, if not more, and what is applied will depend on the dancer's costume and style of dance. How a dancer's hair is styled will depend on the costume they are wearing. Clearly, there are lots of aspects to competitive dance that require lots of effort. Competitive sports are a great way for people, especially kids, to learn important abilities needed for later on in life. These skills, like social skills and work skills, help them succeed in life. Competitive dance is a perfect way to gain these qualities. Since competitive dance came about, it has been an important part in many people's lives. This sport has so many different aspects to it that people don't realize until digging deeper into the concept of it. Knowing about where competitive dance and dancing in general came from, people can understand why it is such a big deal to so many people.